All right, shalom, shalom. This is Proverbs 4 and verse 14. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness, and drink the wine of violence." All right, before we start, giving all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us the truth. And peace, much love, and salutations as always unto those for elect. All right, and just doing a quick, in transit, Lord willing, it'd be edifying to the elect. Okay, but yeah, just starting with that, man. In that Proverbs the 4th, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Okay, and ultimately, we need to, as men of the Lord, we need to make sure we're doing that. And the NOT, it says, "Don't do as the wicked do, and don't follow the path of evildoers." So we need to stray away from the path of these wicked ass people. We're supposed to be set apart, as it says in Deuteronomy 7:6. We're a holy nation, a peculiar people. Okay, there's a reason why the Most High separated us from the heathen. Okay, because we're supposed to be the example of righteousness. We're supposed to be the example of what to do and what not to do. Okay, so as it says too in the scriptures, envy not the wicked, in so many words, choose none of his ways, envy not the wicked. Okay, because we see these people, we see these niggas winning, and so in keyword quote unquote winning. All right, realistically, they're not fucking winning, man, they're losing. But we see these people winning. They have the money, the cars, the luxurious lifestyles, and no stress, no sweat. All right, but we all know they're in. We know the end. That's why that scripture said that in so many words. Again, envy not the wicked. There's another one too where it says it speaks about in so many words the same thing, but what does it say? Pretty much they don't know their end. It's a uncertain end. You know what I'm saying? And if a brother knows the precept, they can drop it. But yeah, man. The wicked, they don't know that they're about to get taken out. That's part of their pride. Starting with Esau, Edom. Part of their pride, as it says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Okay, because they think that they're going to be able to just continue and do whatever the hell they want. Well, the Most High has other plans, man. Okay, and that's why us as the hopeful elect, as it says, don't do as the wicked do. Don't follow their path, man. We don't need to be tapped in with these niggas, man. All right, we need to be completely separate, holy. That shit. When you go into that word, I think it's for if I'm not mistaken, it might be for holy. Forgive me if I'm incorrect, but there's a word that you go into, and it goes into that. It literally means to be separate. To be holy. All right. So we're supposed to be separate from these nations, man. We're supposed to be separate from these people. These people should not, or Salaki, we should not have the same vibration as these people. That's why they look at us the way that they do. Because they don't have access to what we have access to, man. Okay, so hey, don't follow them paths. And then it says in the NLT, for evil people can't sleep until they done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they cause someone to stumble. Right. And that reminds me of that Micah 2:1. devising iniquity upon their beds. Soon as Esau wakes up, he has to find a way to fuck up Jake. You know what I'm saying? And our people, the Israelites, they've attached themselves to that mindset. So now even themselves, they're wicked. And at the end of the day, man, these people are gonna fucking lose, and we have to keep that mindset going forward. Okay, there's nothing here left for us. What's that? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It will destroy you, even with a sore pollution, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? This place is not the end all be all. We're not meant to continue here in this land. We're here to serve out of captivity, and shit, that's it. We're here to serve in captivity, and that's it, man. Don't get caught up in the scriptures say any man that warreth, roughly paraphrasing, a man that warreth cannot be entangled with the affairs of his life. Okay, don't get caught up into this day-to-day shit. It's very easy to do. That's the crazy part. You may think, yeah, I got it in the bag, but you got to pray. You have to pray, because men have had that same mindset and have been deceived and taken over by the flesh. Really, they've been taken over by the flesh. Whether it's a job, whether it's a woman, whether it's calamities. What's the word I was looking for though? Persecutions. Okay, pertaining to the truth. We've seen Jake in the few years that I've been in, at least. We've seen Jake just completely fold, and especially for us younger brothers, we need to pray that we remain steadfast and hold firm to what we have. Okay, the apostles, the elders, the bishops, they've been doing this for 20, 30, going on 40 years. 40, for the apostles, but they've been doing this. You see what I'm saying? So, which even themselves, they tell you they're not stamped. But these are men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? But that's through, the humility and like I said, remaining humble and keeping that meek mindset, okay, when it comes to Yahweh Shem Shah, because, it doesn't matter how many years that you're in, the Lord can still take you out. But we're saying, for the sake of, the things that they went through and experienced, we gotta try to get on that. Look at this nigga. He tripping. It's like I'm driving, but we have to try to remain in that mindset. We got to follow after our apostles, man. They've been doing this for years on end, so we need to pray that we keep that same energy, mindset. That we continue that long, if need be, which, Lord willing, we don't have that much longer, man. But we're coming down to the end of this thing. We're the end of the wire, if you will. And we need to be even more tight than usual. We need to be more on point. Okay, we need to be more in the spirit. Rely more on the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah versus the flesh. What does it say in the scriptures? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, we need to rely more on the spirit, man. We need to be tapped in, because when this shit actually hits and it goes off, we ain't gonna have YouTube and WhatsApp to contact brothers and so on and so forth. You ain't gonna have a brother phone number. Phones are off, so we need to be fully tapped in, man. Fully tapped into the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. That's the only way that we're going to get out. It says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's going to be our treasure in that day. You know, fearing Yahweh Shema Shai, understanding the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? We need to be tapped in. And again, we need to stray away. What's that in Sirach? Speak about what fellowship have the lamb with the wolf, so the sinner with the godly. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, we don't have any reason to be too much around these niggas. I know you got to go to work and you have family and things of that nature, but we don't need to make it a habit, okay, to where we're constantly indulged around just negativity. You know, we need to be around the brothers more. All right, and hey, if you ain't around the brothers a lot now, then shit, you need to be. You know, try your best to, hey, just get around the Akim, man. If you're going through something, a lot of times when we go through things, when we go through things, we detach from the brotherhood versus attaching to it. You need to attach yourselves to the brotherhood in these times of, troubles. All right, you going through hell, catching hell with the baby mama or bills or whatever, well, give it to brothers, man. Get with the Akim, y'all get together, fellowship, all right, do a lesson, eat, drink, whatever the hell you do, but just be with the brothers. Be with men that are on the same vibration, okay? That have the same mindset as you. But don't, think attaching yourself to a random group of niggers is gonna help your situation. It's gonna make it worse. It's going to make it worse. It's not going to help you. It's like I'm reversing. But yeah, it's not gonna help you, man. It's just gonna make your situation worse. So you need to tap into the brotherhood if you're going through something. And even if you ain't per se, then regardless, this is all we got. This is the closest thing we have to a taste of the kingdom of heaven. And Yahweh Shai was big on the brotherhood. All right, so we don't want to stray away from that. And the righteous are going to do that. Again, they're not going to be, you're not going to go around with evil niggas. As it said, enter not into the path of the wicked. Okay? We don't need to be involved in any of these things that these people have. We're at the end. Fuck these niggas, let them have it, and just continue to push. So I just wanted to put that up real quick, just a quick little in transit. Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash, and double honors once again, as always, to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us the truth. Peace, much love, and citation to those elect. To the next one, Shalom.